So this YouTube Shorts video got over 200,000 views and almost 5,000 likes, which is honestly a huge number for a small channel like mine. Frankly speaking, I wasn't expecting that kind of love and I am so grateful. What's even more surprising, when I looked at the comments, there wasn't a single negative comment except for one person who pointed out that I used too much of the product. And you know what? I think they were right. I realized that too later on, and nowadays I use way less of it. How I use it now could be a full video in itself. But for today, I'm going to recreate that exact look because so many of you asked what else I used for the base, what lip shade I had on, and other details. And yes, I'm wearing the same top because I want to match the original as closely as possible. But I have to say, I am a bit nervous too if I would be able to do that. So please don't judge me too hard. There is actually one major difference from then to now: my lighting setup. Back then, I was using a full backdrop setup with light boxes. Now I mostly shoot in daylight with one of the light boxes and one ring light. I've actually made this switch intentionally so that my product reviews feel more real and reflect how things actually look in natural light, not under perfect studio conditions. Because let's be honest, those lights can make anything look a little better than it really is. So let's get into it and recreate this look step by step. So actually, I'm going to start with my brows because back then I had the habit of trimming the ends and make them look shorter. I don't know why, I just felt they looked better on my face, and then I completely, over time I forgot about it. Now the ends have grown out again. They are back to their natural length. I still shape them, but they are definitely longer now. Honestly, I kind of want to go back to that shorter brow look now that I'm watching this video again. So let's fix that first. So on my face right now, I already have my moisturizer and SPF, and I'm going straight in with the E.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. And where is that? Exactly a new launch, but I'm finally giving it a shot. They say better late than never, right? I got it in the shade 4 medium, and just from the packaging, you can see why they call it glow. It looks like there is some serious highlighter magic in there. I'm applying it over a gripping primer, and it's got this light to medium consistency. Okay, and just like I did back then, in all its glory, I go quite liberal with it. Exactly the way I did in the video. It's a lot, you guys, like really a lot. But that's what I did then, so I'm sticking to it. I also used this exact brush back then, so we are keeping it consistent and blending it well. So this has blended well and it definitely looks like a lot. Now here is something that truly surprised me. One of the comments on that video said I look like Salma Hayek. I mean, seriously? And the best part, 37 people liked that comment. That honestly blew my mind. No one has ever said that to me before. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for the love and all that admiration. Because if I'm being real, where were all of you guys when I was a teenager? Literally struggling with my confidence. Back then I was constantly told I don't look good enough, and when you hear that too often, especially at a young age, it sticks. It sticks with you for the rest of your life. I feel it shapes the way you see yourself, and I think it's something we really need to talk about more. Like how in our culture so much of the conversation revolves around someone's physical appearance. Yes, looks are the first thing that you see in a person, but why in the world let that define your impression of someone? Why say something that makes the other person remember how bad you made them feel about themselves? Why? So when I read those lovely comments on the video, it felt surreal. Of course, I still don't think that I'm anywhere close to Salma Hayek, but I'm not going to lie, that compliment, it made my day. And I was even telling, like joking with my husband, like, look what you got. I told him, did you ever imagine that in your life you would end up with a Salma Hayek lookalike? Just for fun, of course. Coming back to the video, this video is actually from a year ago, so I might have hard time remembering every single product that I used, but there are a few that I remember very clearly because there is a small little story associated with them. For example, this concealer from Dior, it was brand new at that time and I had just bought it during our trip to the United States. We were visiting my brother and his family, and of course I had to make a Sephora stop. This concealer had just launched and I was super excited to try it on my face. So yes, that's the one I used. Moving on, back then I was using these LYS Beauty bronzers for contour. And let me tell you, they're so creamy and they blend like a dream, literally like butter on the skin. I loved the formulation back then, and even now, nothing's changed. They're still just as amazing. Such a smooth, effortless product to work with, especially when you want that soft, natural sculpt without doing too much. And looking closely at the video, I think I did use a second lighter concealer. So I will go in with this concealer from CoverGirl just in the inner corners. I think for the powder I was using this or this. I think one of this. I'll go with this because this, I'm not too sure. As for the eyes, I honestly don't remember which palette I used. No clues, so let me just play around with colors and recreate something that looks like this. So I think I also used some deep brown just very close to the lash line. So I'm going to do that. Then I was wearing a black liner. I didn't wear lashes in that video, but I'm blanking out on which mascara I used. So for today, I'm going in with the Maybelline Sky High mascara. Now for brows, I have been using this Essence Brow palette for the longest time and I'm 100% sure I used it back then too. What do you think of the brows though? Short or long? Which one looks better on me? Let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious. Wow, such a huge difference brows can make. You see that? For blush, again, I don't quite remember, so I'm going with the safest option, this peachy orange shade. It just works beautifully on brown skin and you really can't go wrong with it. And for lips, I'm not 100% sure, but just looking at the texture in the video, there is only one lipstick that I own that leaves my lips looking like that. And it's this one from Huda Beauty. Now I don't love this shade on its own, to be honest. I always mix it with deeper brown to give it that soft ombre effect. And I think that's exactly what I did in the original look too. Oh, there is one little detail that I'm missing and it's the inner eye corner. And next I'll go in with the makeup setting spray. So that's how it looks. I think I've come pretty close, but the lighting makes a huge difference in how, it finally looks on screen. Wait, let me switch on the ceiling light. And yeah, that is all for today. I'll see you all in my next video. Until then, stay tuned, stay beautiful.